Good morning, traders. Welcome to today's market review. This is Razak at CMTrading. Today is November 7th, 2018, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the major economic events of the day, just one event coming out this evening at 10 o'clock South African time. It's official cash rate coming out of New Zealand. Now, I generally don't cover the New Zealand dollar just because it's not one of the quote-unquote majors, okay? It's not the Japanese yen and it's not the Australian dollar, and the times are actually opposite. So with that said, as long as you do have a New Zealand dollar position, you do want to know that this very important number is coming out, so I'm just highlighting it. Now, just a few points before we jump into our charts. Yesterday was election day in the United States. It's midterm elections between the 2 years of when a president becomes president. As 2 years ago, President Trump was voted in as president. And then this is a very important and critical time for President Trump, okay? The House and the Senate are both being voted in, okay, which kind of puts checks and balances into the United States government, okay? Now, the president needs the Congress and the Senate in order to pass laws, so he needs predominantly a majority vote. Okay, so if in the House of Representatives and Congress, if there's mostly Democrats, then votes will never actually be implemented because they could stop them there. Okay, so these things are really important to know, and as such, I don't want to make any sort of predictions yet, but the numbers are still coming out as of this presentation. So just looking at some of the other symbols, Forex symbols, Aussie, Euro, and the GBP continue their rally up against the dollar. We'll take a look at that in just a second. The Dow has an election day rally, okay, especially at the end of the day. Will it last? Okay, we'll take a look at that. In terms of commodities, gold is tapering off below 112.30. Okay, oil breaks support at $61 a barrel. Now that's very important. In stocks, Apple consolidates in the $200 area, and we'll take a look at that. So let's see what's been happening and what we can anticipate for today. So we're taking a look here at the Euro USD, and as you can see, we're hitting a little bit of a slag here. I mean, between the GBP and the Aussie, the Euro has always been the weakest recently against the dollar, and as you can see, we have this double top here. So if we do falter here, that is quite natural. Okay, I do think that we still will consolidate at these areas, so that's something to look at today as potential reversal right here from 1445-ish level to a small sell-off. Now we're looking here at the GBP USD on a daily chart, but let's be more fair. We're taking a look at a 4-hour chart, and you can see that that rally extended itself into the 131 area. Okay, the real next resistance is 132.29. However, we may still see a little bit of turbulence here at 131.20-ish level if it does consolidate and sell off a little bit versus the dollar. Okay, and the Dow Jones does rally, then that might happen, so just be aware of it. Now jumping into the Aussie dollar, okay, this broke out also a little bit higher, okay, not the double top that we saw by the euro, but still selling off here. Okay, so if we do get this sell-off after this correctional move, it's quite natural. Okay, I'd like to see one of the leading indicators like the Aussie sell off a little bit first, and then see the euro actually catch up, and let's see if that actually frays. Now jumping into gold, gold is actually below 1230, important number. Not selling off to the 1212 yet, but it is below 1230. So just to say, it might be just, tapering off, really not a lot of volume, and just, trading sideways for now until we get an impetus to go up higher, okay? But you do want to keep it on your radar, especially if it does break above 1236. Now, we're looking here at oil, okay, in a daily chart. This was, let's jump to a week chart. Okay, that is much clearer. And this is the Fibonacci we had set up on a weekly chart. And as you can see, we're breaking this below 62.50 on a candle, okay, as opposed to just a wick. And that's really important to understand, just shy of $60 a barrel, okay? This is really important because if we continue breaking this lower, we could see it back in the $58 range, okay? And that's really important. And, it does look like it's slowing down with the sell-off here, but just be aware that it could still falter much lower. Now, jumping into the Dow Jones, this is what we're talking about. We had this nice rally yesterday, okay? We're looking at a 5-minute chart. Let's look at a 4-hour chart. I think you can see that a little bit clearer. 180 points on the upside, but hitting resistance at 25,700-ish level. That's really important. We're selling off this morning to 25,656. So this is a decent resistance area, okay? I don't think I would blame anybody for taking this a little bit short and starting to short it a little bit here at this area in anticipation that it may correct itself. Okay, just be careful with it because the Dow Jones has been still very strong for the year, and Apple is consolidating. So if Apple's getting stronger, and things might turn around as we enter Thanksgiving and into the end of the year. So just be aware of it. But we may still get a sell-off right before Thanksgiving. So keep an open mind about it. You want to go into a position maybe small and then build it from there. Now looking at the DAX as well, we had the rally yesterday, but faltering here at 11,526 right now. And this is really not breaking out higher, where I would have, expected it to make a V formation, maybe up to the 12,000-ish area, but it's not doing that. Okay, so suffice it to say, it may still test its lows of 11,000 again as the year approaches. Okay, something to keep an eye out. Now, lastly, let's discuss Apple. Apple had a consolidation. This is what we're talking about right here, about $200 a stock. Okay, it consolidated after this, decent sell-off from its highs of 234, but not breaking out lower below 200. Okay, psychologically, that is an important number. So if we do get that rally today, it'll be natural. Okay, and I do expect the rest of the markets to follow suit. So keep an eye on these leading indicators like Apple, like the Aussie dollar, for the euro. Okay, and keep an eye on to see which one is breaking out higher, and then anticipate maybe that the other lagging indicators will catch up. This is Fred Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.